Okay, so let's go to Aditi Mukund. Aditi, are you there, honey?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, fantastic. You want to turn on your video?
Yeah, I can. 1 second.
Fantastic. And I will just pin people. Yeah, fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Aditi.
Okay. I'll share my screen 1 second.
Yes, please.
All right, are you able to see it?
Yes, I can see your screen. Yes.
Okay. I'll start now. Okay. Hi, I'm Aditi, and this is my thesis defense presentation. So first, we're going to do the research title, then the introduction, then an overview of past literature, then methodology, then results, and my conclusion and experience. So my research title was The Effects of Meditation and Memory and Concentration as Indicators for Neurodegenerative Diseases like Alzheimer's disease, and I did a primary research study. And I currently attend Thomas Jefferson High School for Science and Technology in Virginia. So for an introduction, my 3 main topic areas were meditation, memory and concentration, and Alzheimer's disease. So meditation is an ancient practice that was developed by the Asians a long time ago, and it's the act of engaging in deep self-awareness and being mindful of your surroundings. So it's very self-oriented, and people normally do it to be mentally and physically fit and also to relax a lot of the time. So memory and concentration are 2 main neurological functions, and they're controlled by glutamate and dopamine, respectively. And Alzheimer's disease is a very common neurodegenerative disease. So there's really no definitive cause, cure, or there's really nothing definitive in Alzheimer's disease yet, but it's thought to have been caused by the abnormal buildup of amyloid protein in the brain, which severely affects memory, mainly. Focus is also very much affected in Alzheimer's disease as well. So now for an overview of past literature. Tran et al. In 2023 showed that anxiety levels were reduced when mindfulness training was undergone in people of older ages. And so another study in 2018 showed that telomerase, which is a blood biomarker of Alzheimer's disease, was shown to have increased when participants engaged in meditation. So when telomerase is decreased, people at a higher risk of Alzheimer's, and telomerase was increased actually in this study. So it showed that meditation has a great effect on blood biomarkers as well. And so CLU gene levels, which is a common gene that affects both Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, was shown to have significantly decreased when mindfulness therapy was undergone. So this shows that meditation can not only affect Alzheimer's, but also Parkinson's as well. So now for my methodology. So I did an actual primary research study, so I ended up collecting raw data myself. So first, I went to the library and I got the consent of 16 random adult research participants. And for my step 2, I randomly assigned one group of 8 to a control group who didn't participate in meditation and one group of 8 who did participate in the meditation. So with the meditation treatment group, I conducted a 10-minute guided meditation session, again, after getting their signed consent for it. And so what I did afterward was I had both groups take a memory test. So this memory test entailed a series of words being presented to both groups, and they had to write down as much as they could remember. And their score of how much they could remember versus how many words were shown to them was calculated as a percentage. So the next test I showed to them was a color word association test that was done online. So for an example of this, if I showed the word blue and the color of the word blue was actually in green, they had to correctly identify that the word was saying blue and not green. And so the number of words that they got right in this manner was also calculated as a percentage, and I input this raw data into Excel. So for my results, I input all the data into Excel, as I said, and I conducted 2 one-way ANOVA tests at a 0.05 level of significance, one for each test. So one for the memory test and then one for the color word association test. And so through this experiment, I found that the data for both tests were significant, and I successfully rejected the null hypothesis that meditation does not affect memory and concentration. So my p-values for both were 0.0346 for the word memory test and p equals 0.0478 for the color word association test. So in this study, through these results, I was able to determine that meditation significantly impacted the memory and concentration levels for the human subjects. So now for my conclusion. So again, my main research question was, how does meditation affect memory and concentration levels, which act as indicators for neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's? And through the study, I found that there were significant results for both the memory and the color word test. And so the importance of this study is that meditation is actually really easy to practice. And my research further showed that just a quick 10-minute session can significantly affect common functions like memory and concentration. And so it's really easy to practice meditation on a daily basis for 10 minutes. So yeah, it can be really easily practiced. And also, there's a really big need to find Alzheimer's prevention strategies. So meditation shows great promise in being one of those strategies. So yeah, that's the importance of this study. And one limitation I encountered was that there was this fairly small number of research participants. So I had 8 in each group. So with more people, trials, and tests, this research could show to have promising factors. So meditation could be shown to have a promise in Alzheimer's prevention therapies. So my research experience with gifted Gabber was really great. So through Dr. Varkey's lectures and personalized content help and all the one-on-one sessions I did with him, I really gained a lot of knowledge about not only the science behind my study, but also about the entire field of neuroscience when he lectured every single class on everybody else's presentations as well. So thank you so much to Dr. Varkey for giving me this opportunity. And Professor Virgil's like insightful tips and tricks, along with a very curated research paper guidance, really ensured that I had like the groundwork of my research paper done, and I had no slip ups in writing my research paper, and I was able to produce a well-written, long research paper. And so thank you so much to Professor Virgil for helping me do that. And most importantly, I had a lot of fun with the process. So through my primary research study, I really saw research for what it truly was. And my favorite part was conducting the study in the library itself. And I had a lot of fun engaging with the participants and seeing how a quick meditation session could have a great impact on their functions. And so for giving me this opportunity, thank you so much to Coach Joe for making this possible, and thank you so much to Gifted Gabber as well.
Awesome. Aditi, you want to stop sharing? Amazing. I mean, I don't agree with you that meditating is easy. I struggle, but I do that, and it's you can stop sharing, honey. It is a great presentation and a topic, and everybody, we want to hear how you're going to take this research further. So I have some ideas which you can do, like talk to some Alzheimer's specialist and go and show your study because you spent so much time in that. The opportunities are endless. Okay, and Dr. Varkey, some questions for her?
Yeah, sure. Excellent presentation, Aditi.
Thank you.
Um, I have just like one question for you. Do you know that if there is any longitudinal study, and also like have they, do you know about a study where they have actually looked into Alzheimer's patients and seen whether they have cognitive improvement?
Yes, actually, I was able to find one study that had mindfulness intervention, but not
Mhm.
necessarily like meditation itself. So that's why I chose to do meditation in my study. But yes, there was a longitudinal study that I found that used mindfulness intervention on Alzheimer's patients, and it was significant.
Okay. And also just one point maybe I would like to add is that although as much as I am an Asian and I would like to say that, okay, it started in Asia, the meditation part, but we might not actually have, like proof for that. For example, they can say back here, the Indian Americans, they also had meditation. There's completely separated geography for many, like centuries. And uh, so just make sure that, like we don't say that in our presentation or anywhere else, like unless you have a proof of something like that, which I believe is not there.
Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
thought to have been developed in Asia. Yeah.
Okay.
A big round of applause for Aditi. As you can see, these kids pick their own topics. They're all inventors. They're all researchers, and I'm looking forward to like their great contribution in future. A big round of applause.